You're listening to Breakfast with Pablo on Spirit 1260 Karatha.
We're joined on the line by one of Big Brother's favourite housemates this year. It is Ben. Ben, good morning.
Good morning. Hello. How are you going?
Very good, thank you, Ben. Now, Ben, you were kicked out of Big Brother last night. First up, how's it been being out of the house so far?
Well, it's something you've got to get used to, and it's something that you always know that is going to happen. You know, you're going to enter the house and you're going to leave the house. And I kind of thought last night as I was sitting on the red bench and I was looking around me, I sort of thought, there's probably a pretty good chance that I could go tonight. So it wasn't overly shocking. Yeah, it's always better to stay than to go. But I've had a really wonderful time so far, just being out. I haven't even been out for 24 hours yet. But
people seem to get very, very emotional when someone leaves, and in the end, it is just a bit of a game, and you're going to have a great time on the outside as well.
Yeah, I just kind of thought, look, you know what, and I mean this, in a compassionate way. I just think, look, I'm going to see you all in 2-3 weeks. Don't cry. It's a game. I came for more the social experiment side, to be honest. But I had my birthday in there. I was there for 10 weeks, 73 days, something like that. And I got to meet Bert and Patty. I mean, what could you want?
Your bedroom as well was really funny. You had the Sugar Sisters, Michaela, Mr. Clooney in there. You all seem to get along so well. Are you glad that you chose that bedroom?
The gold bedroom. We sort of like their retirement village because all of us, we all just like to go to bed a little bit earlier than the purple bedroom. It was, I kind of felt like Michaela was like the mum, the school teacher. And I kind of felt like Grandpa, like the dad there in the day pajamas, and the sisters kind of felt like our daughters. And then we had the dog there. It was sort of like this really kind of wonderful, dysfunctional family in the gold room. I think I picked well. I've got great roommates in that gold room.
You were one of my favourite housemates, and I just laughed so much when you were on screen. And one of my favourite parts of the show was when you pretended to be a bit of a rough bogan Aussie.
Yeah.
Can I ask you, Ben, to give us a little bit of a taster of bogan Ben?
Yeah, Look, it's just great to be talking to you. Hello. It's a shame I got evicted last night, but you know what? Stuff like that happens. You win some, you lose some. I'll just see how I go, mate. No hard feelings.
I think you need to take that character on tour.
On tour, yeah. Well, look, if it can pay the mortgage and take Mum and I to Graceland, I'll do it. I'll do it. Yeah, my whole family is straight. My brother's straight. My dad was straight. So I've just learnt to mimic them. That's my older ego, Brett. I think that's why people thought I was an actor, I think.
I heard that this morning, and I think it's because there's a bit of a flyer that's sort of floating around. Yeah, it was so funny. I did a creative writing course, and then I got chosen. The instructor knew someone who was putting on some amateur kind of theatre night, some comedy night, and they said, would you like to go along and read your monologue that you wrote in the creative writing course? And I suffer with a bit of anxiety and whatever, but I thought I'll push myself and have a go. And I did that, and I was on the flyer, but certainly not a professional anything. That was back in 2005, and it wasn't a disaster. It was a learning experience, but I wouldn't want to do it again. It was hard to watch you sometimes in the house, though. You got quite upset thinking about leaving and your life on the outside. What did inspire you to actually audition for Big Brother and go into the house initially? Well, to be honest, I didn't know the auditions were on. I got a text from my friend Linda, who I used to work with, and she said, are you aware that the auditions are on? And I said, I didn't know. And I filled out the online application because I didn't have a job and it was something to do. I wasn't actually convinced that I'd go along because, last year, a person called Ben, who happened to be gay, had won, and I thought there's no real point in turning up. But the auditions were actually held on the same street that I live on, and they were held in a hotel that I went through my high school formal at in 1999. So I kind of thought maybe that's a sign, So I just walked down the road and rocked up, and the rest is history. Tim and yourself were an odd couple, and you seem to hate and love each other. How was it living with Tim? Tim is a complete and utter nightmare. He is a nightmare. He is a pain, but he's like the older brother that I wish I had. I can love him and hate him with equal emotion, all in the space of 5 minutes. Tim, I think, likes to keep people at a distance. He doesn't like to be understood or like to be liked, and I think maybe he does that a bit because if you're a strategist, the last thing you want to do is actually bond, because it can maybe get in the way of how you want to play the game.
So whenever I got close, he would kind of brush me off. But I've got so much time for him, and he was such a comfort to me at times when I got upset, and he used to make me laugh so much.
Would you still give him your kidney?
I don't want to give him my... He asked me for what else did he ask for? My kidney, my Wi-Fi.
Stay on your couch for a month?
Oh, my God. He just take that man. Really pushed me. We are definitely the odd couple. Even when I was on the bench with him last night, and we were the last two, I knew straight away that I was going. I think I was almost standing. And I think I said to Sonia, we are the odd couple.
You are, and I love the fact when he made you dress up in his clothes.
Oh, yeah, he wanted me to put on his clothes. Yeah, I fought that all the way. I was like, I hate dress up, but I want to do it. But it was pretty fun, wasn't it?
I want to ask you this, because in the house there seemed to be a bit of a turning point for you. When you sort of stopped worrying about what the other housemates think and you started wearing your pyjamas full-time around the house, what inspired that decision, Ben?
Look, you know what it was? That was me finally getting comfortable with myself in the house, because at home, I've now found out this is really odd, but at home what I do is when I go to sleep I wear my pyjamas, my nighttime pyjamas. But when I get up, I put on my daytime pyjamas. But to me it's just like day wear.
Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't wear it down the street, but I'd wear it to my apartment letterbox or whatever. And all the people around the house are so comfortable because we're all in their bathers, but they're not necessarily in the pool. Or they're in their gym clothes, but they're not necessarily in the gym. And I thought, I'm just going to start to wear my pyjamas. And I think that's when you really saw me get really comfortable in the house. I wasn't really concerned with being liked by the people in the house or even having Australia like me. I just wanted to be comfortable.
I like your reasoning. And just to let you know, I mean, Facebook, Twitter, they both nearly had a meltdown yesterday when you got kicked out of the house. I think it was one of the biggest shocks. Even my auntie was Facebooking. She said she just wants to be your friend, Ben.
Oh, look, I am so shocked and surprised and just bewildered and so grateful for all the support. Look, even my mum joined Facebook when I went into the house, and that's about as shocking as me saying, Mum, I've just met a nice girl that I think I want to settle down with. You know what I mean? It's like, that's how shocking it is for my mum to be on Facebook. And the fact that your auntie is saying that, if she's listening or if she's there, I'd love to give her a big, big hug and a kiss and thank her for her support. And I think I'm not shocked that I left, to be honest, because I didn't realise that I, could have gone further. But there's certainly, from what I'm being told, there is a lot of shock around. So, but that's not a bad way to leave either, is it? You leave with a bit of,
Definitely.
How can it be? What an outrage. So I'll take that.
Can you explain to us why the girls in Big Brother just don't all get along?
Thank you. But, look, I used to work for the airlines nearly 10 years, and I'd be in the galley with a whole bunch of female flight attendants. They'd all be chatting quite nicely. And then two of them would go up the front to look after the pilot and the first officer, and the other two girls would go, I hate her. Don't you hate her? And I used to find it so strange. I was thinking, I thought we were all, just getting along nice. I don't know. Girls tend to be mean to one another,
Lastly, I want to know, who do you think is going to win Big Brother this year?
Oh, I'm going to say Tim. Who do you think?
Yeah, I always thought it was going to be yourself, Tim, and either Tahan or Michaela in the top three.
Yeah. I think Michaela could be a bit of a dark horse. She'd be interesting, Michaela. Yeah, I think in the three now it'll probably be definitely Tim and Tahan, and Michaela, or maybe Drew's a dark horse. I don't know, but if I had to put money, I'll say Tim will win. Ben,
thanks so much for joining us on the line this morning. You were one of the greatest housemates that we've had this year. You were a barrel of laughs. We laughed every time you got on the screen, and thanks so much for taking your time out this morning.
Absolute pleasure to talk to you and your listeners. I hope you have a really wonderful rest of your day.
Breakfast with Pablo.